Rolling with the triple C, I'ma make him bend the knee. Rolling with the triple C, don't really count the heat.
So Charles Oliveira has just withdrawn from UFC 294. Who was expecting this? I mean, we saw the gash in the cut. Obviously, I know it was a headbutt caused that. Was it healable? Was it something that you maybe could have given it time to be able to actually fight? I know a lot of fighters who have fought before injured with cuts, including myself. I've had cuts. I've had cuts where I literally had to kind of, put makeup when I'm going to the, to the athletic. To the Nevada Athletic Commission is what am I trying to say? I mean, was Charles Oliveira confident in this fight to actually go out there and actually get the victory? Or was this an out? You know what I'm saying? Obviously, a cut's a cut. Is a week, is 2 weeks, close to 2 weeks, is that enough for that stuff to actually heal? Either way, guys, that's a question for Charles Oliveira to actually answer. Because I get it sometimes. If you're not 100% ready, then what is it that you're going to end up doing? Because the last thing you want to do is not be confident, worry about your eye because there's a cut, have it open, and then, having it leaking in your eye, and then eventually you're just not going to fight the same. But now Alexander Volkanovski has made that entry. Alexander Volkanovski versus Islam Makhachev is a much bigger fight. My whole thing in that fight was like, as soon as they fought the first time, run it back right away. The fight was so close, it all came down to one round. I do believe Islam did beat him. Rewatching that fight, it was pro crowd Alexander Volkanovski, but looking back at that fight, it was what was initially supposed to be done because Islam Makhachev went over to the backyard of a guy like Alexander Volkanovski, and it's only fair for a guy like Alexander Volkanovski to now go in the backyard of a guy like Islam Makhachev. Having short notice fights, people think, oh, he only has 11 days, blah, blah, blah. But you know what, with those 11 days and what comes with it, and the fact that you have nothing to lose is what's going to make Alexander Volkanovski that much more dangerous. You know what that means? I'm pretty sure he's in shape. I'm pretty sure he's been working out. I'm pretty sure he doesn't stop working, especially going up a weight class. You know what that means? He's just going to take more risk. And in the first fight with Islam Makhachev, he was able to catch him with some big shots. But now knowing that there's an 11-day notice and he's actually jumping in, he's probably on his way, or if he's not on his way now in Abu Dhabi, it makes people that much more dangerous. Notice how many fighters win in short notice fights. You know why they win? Because of the probability game, because they take more risk. So let's not make this 11-day notice an excuse, especially against a guy who is always and constantly training, who was scheduled to fight January 20th. Again, he doesn't have to cut all that crazy weight to 145 pounds. He literally maybe has to cut maybe 15 pounds to get to 155. If I was in Volkanovski, it could be 20, but it's okay because he's not going to suffer as much as you would see a guy like Islam. Because as we know, all these Dagestanis, they do cut a lot of weight. Khabib Nurmagomedov cut a lot of weight. Islam Makhachev, they cut a lot of weight. These are big lightweights that are really welterweights that are able to have the balls enough to actually make 155 pounds. So what I'm saying is Alexander's confidence, Alexander, the fact that it's a short notice fight, it's going to make him that much more dangerous. Like, there's no more excuses of 11 days. Look at everybody who's came in on 11 days or short notices who have actually won. Why do I say that? It's because they wind up taking more risk. When you take more risk, it's a higher reward. And I think in that position, right now where Volkanovski is, he's in a really, really good position. Now I think of that first fight. I go back to it once again. What is he gonna do tactically? Is he gonna bring those leg kicks in? Is he gonna really push the pace now on Islam? The fact that he's tasted a little bit of his power now. Will Volkanovski have that ability of bringing the leg kicks and then throwing and being a little more risky with the hands? Because if Volkanovski is able to do that, he has a higher probability of actually winning. But that being said, now I go to a guy like Islam Makhachev. Will Islam Makhachev bring more of that wrestling in? bring more maybe of that upper body. Obviously with shorter guys, and you guys will know this, fighting a shorter opponent, you know, somebody short like myself, it's hard to take down because we're smaller, because you have to level change that much deeper. And when you have to level change that much deeper, that means, I mean, there's just less to grab. You know what I'm saying? Like, I want to say Islam's close to, I think he's 5'11", you know, close to 6, let's just say 6 feet. And obviously Volkanovski is a whopping 5'6". There are gonna be certain things that Islam's gonna have to cut out and make different in order for him to have a better probability of actually beating or making it easier to fight against a shorter opponent in Alexander Volkanovski. You know, to me, this is a plus. I still want to say that Alexander Volkanovski either has the same reach as Islam, or maybe has an inch, or maybe he's an inch longer than actually Islam Makhachev. So again, guys, this fight's up for grabs. This fight is an interesting fight. This fight is really, if not the most anticipated fight of the year. I can't put another year. Like when it comes to not popularity, when I'm talking about a fight being super competitive in the way it is, when you talk about just a clean sport, not Conor McGregor, not Dustin Poirier, not Nate Diaz, not these guys that are just popular. I'm talking about the purity of the sport. When you get a fight like Islam Makhachev versus Alexander Volkanovski, two in a very competitive fight, and they're running it back once again, which it should have been done since the beginning. Guys, we are going to see fireworks.